every single time Rachel Kolisi trends for something, this never fails to pop up. This always comes up. Every single time she trends, this comment comes up. Without fail. Without fail, this comes up. Every single time. 2016, she married Kolisi. They had a white wedding. And they were trending because they were a bunch of white people who didn't like the fact that Rachel, a beautiful white woman, had married this so-called ugly black man, right? So these white people were calling her all sorts of names, saying she is wasting her good genes on this man, her beautiful good genes on this man, right? So that was the reason they were trending back in 2016. This same comment came up. Without fail, every single time Rachel trends, this same comment comes up. This idea comes up, right? So that was 2016, the first time they trended for something, she and her husband. 2019, she trended again. I don't know if this was when Sia won or the Springboks won the World Cup. I don't know when that was. But they were trending for something. They were in the papers again for something. I don't know if it was the World Cup win or it was when Rachel exposed the women who were throwing themselves at her husband, the women who were DMing her husband. I don't know what was the reason for her trending at the time, but this was in 2019. I remember it well. It was in 2019. She was trending. And black people came up with this thing again. This same comment came up again. Apparently, Rachel Kolisi is the modern day Mother Teresa. Oh, she took in her husband's siblings who were living in an orphanage. Same comment every single time. She took in her husband's siblings who were living in an orphanage. Oh, she took them in. No wife can ever do that. No black woman could ever do that. Oh, she's a red gem. Oh, she's amazing. Oh, and listen, granted, Rachel could be amazing. I don't know her personally. She seems like a great woman. She could be an amazing person, right? But it is so funny to me that every single time this woman trends, the one thing that black people always never fail to say, or the one thing they always say, is that she took in her husband's kids. No woman could have done that. No wife could have done that. No black woman could have done that. Excuse me. Black women have been doing this for generations. Very same thing. The very same thing for generations. We were raised by people who took in children who were not their biological children. We were raised by such people. Our grandmothers did it. Our mothers did it. Our aunties did it. Our black aunties did it. But they don't deserve the worship because they're not white. They're not white women. So it doesn't matter that they did it. The fact that they're not pale enough is an issue. Which, here's a lesson from all of this, because on this channel, I like us to not just talk about trending topics, but I do like us to learn some lessons from those trending topics, right? And here's a lesson to learn from this whole Rachel and Sia Kolisi divorce situation. One of the things to learn here is that as a black woman, it doesn't matter how amazing you are. It doesn't matter the things you do for your community. It doesn't matter the things you do for your people. It doesn't matter how amazing those things are. The fact that you are not white means to black people, you don't deserve the praise that a white woman deserves. They will never appreciate the things that you do until those same things are done by a white woman. We all know people, multiple people in our communities who have taken in children who are not their biological children, taken those children in, raised them, educated them, cared for them, as if they are their own children. Black women have been doing it for generations. Oh, but that's not worthy of praise and worship. Why? Because it's done by black women. It's not done by white women. Every single time this comes up, every time Rachel and Sia trend, this trends along, right along, without fail. 2016, 2019, now currently, now that they're trending, this comment is also there on Twitter, on somebody's Twitter. It's there. Same thing. And by the way, you see the reason, and this is my opinion, I think the main reason why this divorce is heartbreaking, so-called heartbreaking for black men, is that they were living vicariously through Siyamthanda Kolisi. They want to be millionaires dating white women. Sia is living their dream. And the only reason why this divorce is heartbreaking to black women is that they're living through Rachel. Most of them are living vicariously through Rachel Kolisi. They want to be loved and shown off by a black man who's a millionaire. They want to experience what it will feel like. But unfortunately, most of them will never experience that because, number one, most black men will never be millionaires. Not in our lifetime anyway. Number two, those who are millionaires are usually so desperate for white validation, for white men's validation, that they believe that marrying a white woman will inch them closer to that validation. So black women will never be their first choices. They'll never be the first options that they go for, right? So a millionaire divorcing his wife or being divorced by his wife shouldn't affect you all as the way it's affecting you all. Your obsession with these two strangers who are getting divorced, is a little bit more sinister than you want to admit. A little more sinister. What you want is to know what it's like to be loved and shown off by your preference, the men you prefer. And most of you know that a lot of you will never achieve that. Most black women will never achieve that because when a lot of black men get successful, they cross the fence, they jump the fence, they go over the fence. So it is irritating to me. The only thing irritating, and I really don't care about this divorce. I don't care whether people stay married, get married, stay married, or get divorced. It doesn't affect me in any way. I personally don't care, right? However, I just think the reason why people are up in arms about this one is for the reasons that I've mentioned. And why that irritates me is that most black women have done what Rachel did and more. Most black women have done way more than what Rachel has done or what Rachel is doing. But they will never get the praise or the recognition or the appreciation that they deserve. Why? Because of their skin color. And that is irritating. That's irritating. If you want to worship this white woman, do so, but do not ever say no wife would have done what Rachel did, because black wives have been doing it for generations. Do not ever say no woman can do what Rachel has done, because black women have been doing it for generations. Let's not fool each other here because we're on social media. Worship your oppressors the way you want to, but please do not say that this has never been done. It has been done. You just don't pay attention because it's not done by the people you worship. That's it. That's it.